Imagine being so terrifying that your enemies feared you, your allies feared you, and honestly, probably your own reflection feared you.
That was Antonio Luna. General, scientist, professional rage machine.
And somehow, the Philippines looked at this military genius during a war and said, yeah, let's kill that guy. Which may have been the single dumbest political decision in Philippine history. Before becoming a general, Antonio Luna was basically the smartest kid in every group project. You know the type. The guy who actually reads the instructions. Born in 1866 in Binondo, Manila, Luna grew up during Spanish colonial rule. And instead of touching grass, he collected degrees. Pharmacy, chemistry, bacteriology, military science. At this point, the man was basically speedrunning academia. While studying in Spain, Luna joined the propaganda movement alongside José Rizal and other Filipino intellectuals. Together, they wrote articles criticizing Spain through La Solidaridad, which Spain absolutely loved. Just kidding. They hated it. Luna got arrested. Twice. Because apparently Spain's response to criticism was basically, yes, jail.
Now at first, Luna wasn't fully convinced the revolution against Spain would work. Not because he lacked courage, but because he had something very dangerous. Common sense. He knew the Filipinos lacked weapons, training, and organization. Meanwhile, Spain had, an actual empire. That's like showing up to a tank fight with bamboo sticks and emotional support. But eventually, Luna joined the fight. And then, America arrived. At first, the Americans acted friendly. Hey guys, we're here to help. Classic colonizer opening line, by the way. Then, on June 12, 1898, Emilio Aguinaldo declared Philippine independence. Everybody celebrated. Flags waving, music playing, patriotism everywhere. And then Spain sold the Philippines to the United States under the Treaty of Paris of 1898 for $20 million. Imagine finding out your country got sold without your consent. That's not diplomacy anymore. That's the world's worst Facebook marketplace transaction. When the Philippine-American War began in 1899, the Filipino army desperately needed structure. Enter Antonio Luna. And suddenly, everyone was forced into military boot camp. Luna trained soldiers properly, built trenches, created defense systems, organized supply lines, and introduced discipline. Lots of discipline. Like the kind of boss who says, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. Soldiers feared him because Luna had two moods: angry and angrier. But to be fair, the man was trying to build an army while half the government was busy arguing like a barangay Facebook group. And honestly, he was good at his job. Really good. American generals themselves admitted Luna was one of the toughest Filipino commanders they faced. Because unlike many politicians, Luna understood that freedom required preparation, not just speeches. Unfortunately, Antonio Luna had one tiny problem. Talking to him felt like arguing with a vending machine. The man insulted officers constantly. If he thought you were incompetent, congratulations. Everyone within a 5-kilometer radius was about to know. He arrested generals, humiliated politicians, and yelled at soldiers publicly. Basically, if Antonio Luna existed today, he would absolutely get banned from several social media platforms. This especially caused problems with soldiers loyal to Aguinaldo, particularly the Kawit Battalion. To them, Luna was arrogant, too aggressive, too difficult. But Luna didn't care, because while everyone else was busy protecting their pride, he was busy trying to save the country. And that combination? A genius with anger issues surrounded by politicians with ego issues? Yeah, that usually doesn't end well. On June 5, 1899, Luna received a telegram asking him to attend a meeting in Cabanatuan. So naturally, he went. Big mistake. When Luna arrived, Aguinaldo wasn't there.
which is already a red flag. That's like getting invited to a meeting and realizing HR mysteriously disappeared. Inside the convent, Luna encountered members of the Kawit battalion, soldiers he had argued with many times before. An argument started. Voices got louder, tempers exploded, and then everything went completely insane. Luna was attacked, shot, stabbed, beaten. One of the greatest military minds in Philippine history, eliminated by his own side. Not by enemy strategy, not by battlefield defeat, but by internal drama. The Philippines really invented Civil War DLC before the tutorial even ended. According to witnesses, Luna's final words were, "Mga traidor, mga duwag, cobardes, asesinos." And honestly, fair response. After Luna died, the Filipino army slowly fell apart. Because it turns out, killing your best general during a war is usually not a winning strategy. American forces continued advancing. The Republic weakened, and eventually, Emilio Aguinaldo was captured in 1901. The Philippines became an American colony, which means after fighting Spain for centuries, we somehow unlocked America as the next boss battle. Amazing! And historians still debate the same question today. What if Luna survived? Would the Philippines still lose? Maybe. America was incredibly powerful. But would the resistance have lasted longer? Probably. Would the army have become more organized? Almost certainly. Would Luna still be yelling at people daily? Without question. Antonio Luna spent his entire life fighting. He fought the Spaniards. He fought the Americans. He fought corrupt officials. He fought incompetent soldiers. Honestly, the man probably fought the air molecules around him. But underneath all the anger was a terrifyingly simple belief. The Philippines could be better. And maybe that's what made him dangerous. Not just to enemies, but even to people on his own side. Because history has a weird habit of rejecting people who demand too much too early. People who are too loud, too intense, too uncompromising. And Luna? He was all three. But here's the scary part. More than 100 years later, his story still feels familiar. Politics, division, personal ambition beating national unity. Filipinos fighting fellow Filipinos while bigger powers watch from the sidelines like it's free entertainment. Some things really never change. And maybe that's why Antonio Luna still matters today. Not because he was perfect, far from it, but because he refused to stay silent while the country was falling apart. Even if it made him hated. Even if it made him dangerous. Even if, in the end, it got him killed. So here's the question. If Antonio Luna survived, do you think Philippine history would have changed? Or were the Filipinos already doomed the moment they started fighting each other instead of the invaders? Comment your thoughts below. Because honestly, Philippine history is basically one giant group project that somehow keeps catching fire. And if you enjoy chaotic Philippine history, angry generals, political drama, and documentaries that feel slightly unhinged, make sure to subscribe. Because trust me, Philippine history somehow gets even crazier than this. See you in the next historical disaster.